and welcome to Carmen Miller's Talk of the Town, Carolinas. I'm your host, Patti Mercer, here in Tega Cay, where we're learning what the Nothing Pink organization is all about. Let's check it out.
The mission of Nothing Pink is to raise awareness about hereditary breast and ovarian cancer. So we just want all the ladies out there to know, what their hereditary risks are, and we want to make sure that if there's women who need to get the testing, we want to have the funds available to them. We don't want finances to get in the way of women having that life-saving information.
So today's event, how would you describe it?
We are just so excited. It's our theme this year is Crumpets, Cocktails, and Croquet, which has just been an absolute blast.
How'd you do playing croquet today?
Pretty well.
Yeah?
I think we're inspired.
What about those who have never played croquet?
Which just makes it even more fun, don't you think? I mean, just to watch these women, it's
sure.
Absolutely a blast. So that's where the cocktails come into place, right? But it's just such a fun day. We have tons of things inside to do. We have a photo booth. We have tons of silent auction items which have been donated by yours truly of Fort Mill and Tega Cay, businesses from Tega Cay Deli, McAllister's, Miller Street, all over. So we couldn't be more thrilled.
So it's about an hour of croquet.
Yes.
Then you have the cocktails.
Yes, we'll do a cocktail reception inside, and we also have a few guest speakers. We have a genetic counselor from Levine Cancer Institute, and we also have a guest speaker, Carrie Williams, who had found out about her BRCA positive through Nothing Pink.
Such an awesome time just to get out and get to know each other in a different way.
Oh, it's great. It's a ladies only event. We did that on purpose. We wanted ladies to come together and have a nice time and, be able to share their stories and experiences. And there's ladies from, Tega Cay and Fort Mill and Rock Hill and everyone just, coming together and mingling. And how fun and girly is this, right?
I couldn't be more excited and happy that everyone is here for such a beautiful cause. So it's overwhelming.
I can imagine. And this cause, it started with a very personal journey of yours.
It did. So 3 years ago, I went ahead and had the BRCA analysis taken. I realized that I was BRCA positive, which is the BRCA2 positive. And that means that I have an increased risk of developing breast or ovarian cancer at some point in my life. I decided to do scans, and after my first baseline scans, they realized that I already had stage 2 triple negative breast cancer.
So really making the decision to be tested to see if you were a carrier of the BRCA gene saved your life?
Saved my life. The test 100% saved my life.
Because when you found out that you had breast cancer, that wasn't a small diagnosis.
No.
You were pretty far along.
I was far along. 6 months later would have been a very different story for me, and it 100% saved my life. I did not have any signs or symptoms of breast cancer.
Did that inspire you to make a difference in helping other women understand why it's so important to be tested when a test is available?
Absolutely. I think the big thing about this organization, which I realized when I was going through 10 months of chemotherapy, I was diagnosed in the month of October, which, as we all know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I just felt terrible, obviously. And it was a time for me that I realized that there was so much support and so much education around women who are already diagnosed. But what there wasn't a lot of education and awareness about was what can we do to prevent this? What is there out there that we're educating women about before we get into that pink world? So that's kind of how our name was developed.
It's definitely catchy.
It is catchy.
Nothing Pink.
Nothing Pink, and it stands for There's Nothing Pink About Breast Cancer.
Now, this is an event that touches very close to you and your family. Tell me about your experience and history with the BRCA.
So growing up, I had a very large family history of breast cancer and ovarian cancer. My mother passed away of ovarian cancer, and I've had multiple women throughout my life that I've loved dearly pass away of breast cancer or have fought that battle. So about 3 years ago, I was tested and found out that I do carry the BRCA gene, and that gene can be passed on to my children. So in my situation, I was told that I had an 87% to a 90% risk of having breast cancer in my lifetime and a 65% or greater chance of having ovarian cancer.
Wow.
It really is your own ticking time bomb. It's not for me, it wasn't so much if I would get breast and ovarian cancer, but when and what that would look like. So having that knowledge and having that information, I actually made the very proactive decision to have a double mastectomy and an oophorectomy, which is having your ovaries removed, so that my risk would decrease greatly.
How did that help you manage the fact that you, in fact, are BRCA positive?
I think it was a very emotional decision to learn that, but in my case, where I was never diagnosed with cancer, it was very empowering that I could choose when I address this. I could choose to do this when I was younger and healthy and not in a situation where now I have to worry about having chemo on top of that decision. Kelly has been a huge inspiration because she's been able to take this even to the next level and educate women that didn't believe genetic counseling was an option for them, but now they're starting to look at their family history and what their causes are. So it's spreading and it's important.
You're here at this table with a lot of friends, I guess?
Yes, from our same neighborhood, some good friends.
This event today is so well supported. It's an all-women affair.
Yes, it is. I could not be happier. And this organization lives and breathes because of Fort Mill Tega Cay. I mean, the women here are incredibly supportive, and I couldn't be happier.
We recommend that anyone who has a history of cancer in their family take our online hereditary cancer quiz, and it's on nothingpink.org, and that sort of gives you an idea of whether or not you need to go further in your screening.
Well, that's it for this edition of Carmen Miller's Talk of the Town Carolinas. If you're thinking about moving to the Carolinas or would simply like to see more beautiful homes in our area, simply go to homesfortmill.com. But when it comes to
Power in prevention.
where do I go?
Nothing pink.
Until next time, this is Patti Mercer. Bye-bye.